get excited every year to present our new signature facial. For 2015, we are really thrilled about what we're going to be doing here. It's called our -10 2015 Signature Facial, and as many of you may know, we also have our -10 Youthful Skin Collection, and we are kind of pairing the idea of those up and really creating a facial that will stimulate, repair, and rejuvenate the skin. You're going to get some firming and toning, and you're going to get a lot of a luminescent type of a glow to the skin. It's really an elevated type of a facial. We're going to be bringing some different acids in here using hibiscus and apple wine in some different ways and showing you some different tips and tricks to use during this facial. So as we get started here on this, we are using the makeup remover, and the makeup remover is a really nice gentle cleanser that can be used on eyelash extensions. It can really start that initial cleanse, and so we're going to take that right over the eye area and be able to just work that into the skin and do our first initial cleanse. You could choose to use the Milk Plus if you'd like. Some eye tissue seems to be a little sensitive sometimes to the Milk Plus, so that's why you can choose between the two. We are going to be using that Milk Plus as a mixture with the MAUI cleanser in just a moment as our real true cleansing application. But when you are using, or maybe thinking that they could be a little more sensitive, maybe making that choice or bringing in that makeup remover, particularly if they have eyelash extensions, I would add that as your first initial cleanser. And that will get you some good lifting and certainly remove all your eye makeup, and then you can go back and work in the Milk Plus with the MAUI cleanser. We're going to use equal parts of the Milk Plus and the MAUI cleanser. We are going to work that into the skin dry, and then we're going to wet it with our fingertips and really foam it up and work it in. The Milk Plus is a foaming milk cleanser. It has the foaming amino peptide in there, and that's going to give it that foaming benefit. And then the MAUI cleanser is our strongest cleanser, actually. It really is a back bar cleanser only. The aromas that you get from the milk and the MAUI are just lovely. You smell that pineapple. It's very refreshing, yet the MAUI has a very high percentage of lactic acid. So it gets a really deep, nice cleanse. It's a great cleanser to use for anti-aging. It's really also a very good cleanser to use in your peels. You can really use this universally and then bring it into this mixing with the Milk Plus. It cuts it just a little bit and allows you to use it in your facial treatment in the way that we are here. If you had someone that maybe had a little bit more thickness to their skin and you were wanting to give them a deeper cleanse, you could use the MAUI on its own. So you can make some decisions there whether you want to mix or even use less milk or more MAUI or vice versa. And you can make some different adjustments there. You want to really work this in. And then you're going to remove this cleanser very thoroughly with the 4x4 gauze. And you can see that we're folding the gauze and being able to use both sides of those and getting a very firm pressure and good removal. After we remove this, we're going to pat the skin dry. And we will then that'll allow us to do our next treatment. So you just make sure that the skin is really dry. But before you do, you can either dry the skin or you can go back on wet skin and really feel it and make sure that you're really kind of assessing the skin with your hands at this point. Also, putting on like the mag light or using the glasses that we're using here, you could do either of those combinations to really assess the skin and be able to kind of just know what you're working with so that you can see the changes along the way in this facial. So it's really important to take that extra time after that first initial cleanse to really assess the skin. So we want to do that, and so once we get that done, we will make sure that the skin is nice and dry and ready to receive the next step. Our next step here is a toner step, and we're using our purifying lotion. Our purifying lotion is a really high antioxidant toner. It's a nice one to use here, especially with all of the other actives that we're going to be using. And I like this with the -10 collection, which we'll be talking about here too. I like the purifying lotion because it can be an addition to that as a toner step without drying out the skin, but really infusing that skin with more antioxidants. And can be a really good option. It has a superoxide dismutase in it, and it doesn't have other active acids. So that's why it's just great for that skin without getting too dried out. And then in this case, just giving you that additional support of the second cleanse, adding that antioxidant support to the skin, and kind of being that prepping toner step. You want to apply this with really firm pressure. We usually apply all of our toners similar to how we do acid applications. And so you're wanting to overlap a little bit, firm pressure, and really lay this into the skin. Your clients probably won't feel this as far as too much sensation. It feels very cooling. And I almost like to say this, and I have before, but how much we want to talk about it, but it reminds me of the old sea breeze back in the day where you had that very cooling sensation and aroma, but it wasn't the best for our skin. Well, the purifying lotion is really great for the skin and gives you a nice refreshing kind of scent and feeling to the skin. So after we do the purifying lotion, then we're going to prepare the skin for the enzyme exfoliation. So we're now, after the purifying lotion, we are going to apply the Cherry Jubilee enzyme and the Papaya Tangerine enzyme, and we're mixing in a couple droppers of the mandelic arginine peel. So we mix that together, whip it together fairly nicely, and then apply it to the skin with a firm brush. You want to apply it evenly all over the skin and make sure that you've got good even application. The client may feel this a little bit, but not too uncomfortable, because we're really cutting the Cherry Jubilee with the Papaya Tangerine, or you could say we're boosting the Papaya Tangerine with the Cherry Jubilee. The Cherry Jubilee is a very high antioxidant enzyme with about an 8% lactic acid, and on its own, people will feel a little bit of tingling sensation. It really infuses the skin with a lot of nutrients and antioxidants. Love the Cherry Jubilee as a great option in the facial. We are mixing it with our Papaya Tangerine, which is a more gentle type of an enzyme. It is really kind of for that sensitive skin, a skin that you're not real sure of as far as what to do, and if you want to do an enzyme that's more aggressive, then you could choose the Papaya Tangerine instead. Someone's maybe post-peeling, you are dealing with a sensitive skin, or maybe even someone that came in and was sunburned, or they used something that really got their skin inflamed just when you were cleansing, you could choose this Papaya Tangerine on its own. But the neat thing about this particular enzyme is it's very great to mix in so many things. And in this case, the Cherry Jubilee with your mandelic arginine peel is a great option. And you can do other mixes as well. So we're kind of bumping that up. It's a gentle goat's milk with the papaya enzyme in there as well. And then our mandelic arginine peel, which is mandelic acid derived from almonds, really starts to just loosen up the stratum corneum in the skin, and just kind of act as a very nice antibacterial support, has lightening properties. And then it has that arginine, which is an amino acid that has high wound healing properties and also is very firming and tightening. So the combination of all of this is a really good blend to be able to mix into here, just to boost this slightly as we go into our next step. So once we apply this, and then we do a hot steam towel, we are not really pressing on the towel, we're laying it on the skin, kind of like a cocoon, and letting the steam work on the skin with the heat. We leave that on for about 5 minutes-ish. You want to just make sure once your towel starts to cool, that's when you'll really remove it. So once it cools, you'll remove the towel and then remove your enzyme with nice tepid water. So with the removal, you want to be very cautious about removal of enzymes. With everything that you remove, you really want to get off the skin, but certainly with enzymes, because they do continue to work even if they're low-level enzymes. So you want to do a very thorough removal, usually probably 2 to 3 rinses, and then going back and really feeling the skin. Also good communication at this time with your clients. You can ask them how they're feeling as far as the enzyme, and some of our stronger ones, you want to do that, and you'll see is there any erythema to the skin? Are they feeling uncomfortable? Things along those lines. And then when you're removing it, you want to do the same thing, and we want to just ask them, how does that feel? Do you feel any tingling anywhere, any sensations? Things like that, and make sure that you guys are on the same page and you've gotten really good thorough removal. Once you've done that, you want to feel the skin, and then at this point we're going to feel the skin, dry the skin, and then we're going to apply eye pads. We're going to apply the eye pads because we are going to use our hibiscus acid, and we're going to apply that to the skin. The hibiscus peel is one of my favorites. It is something that we're going to apply a little bit different here. Normally when we apply acids, we apply them with the 2x2 gauze using very firm pressure, or sometimes we apply them with a brush. Here we are going to apply the hibiscus peel with gloved hands. So we're just really kind of patting and working that into the skin. So it's not going to be quite as active when we apply it this way. So it'll kind of cut that activity just a little bit, which in a facial, you just want to watch some of these acid applications. And so this is a good way to use it, get the benefits of the hibiscus peel with not going too far and causing your clients to peel as far as getting dry skin after the facial. The hibiscus peel is hibiscus extract, which is a flower extract acid that we use. Has great cellular properties, good antioxidants, anti-inflammatories, and also helps with exfoliation in a mild manner. A lot of our flower acids really are very skin friendly, but will then get you that exfoliation and lifting. In this particular situation, and the way we're applying it, we're using it, and it's only going to stay on the skin during this next process here, and using it with gloved hands and kind of working it into the skin, so it's not going to be quite delivering that exfoliation and peel. It also has the mandelic acid complex in there with the phytic and pyruvic, and those are very good for the skin. We just talked about mandelic a moment ago. Mandelic something that we kind of call our gentle rejuvenator. The combination of the both is very good for acne skin, rosacea skin, certainly anti-aging, as it adds that firming and tightening to the skin and just helps to get some nice cellular support. So we put that on the skin. Your clients should feel that just a little bit. It's going to vary from one to the other, but they could feel a little bit of a sensation. They shouldn't feel a lot of heat, but they could, and this could be an indication of your next step and how you do that depending on what they feel and how they're experiencing. And then certainly, are you seeing more erythema to the skin? Are they uncomfortable for any reason? And if they are, you can make adjustments. What we would do at this point is, after the hibiscus is on the skin and kind of worked in for a moment, then we go into our chronopeptide. Our chronopeptide A serum is going to go right over the hibiscus and be worked into the skin. Your first application of this is going to feel a little bit sticky and tacky, almost kind of immediately, or once you kind of get it on the skin. Then you're going to do a second layer of the chronopeptide A, and you're going to really work that in, and then you can put some omega-6 over top of that and massage in for several minutes. This is going to be something where you can decide if you wanted to do that second layer of chrono. The chronopeptide A is a retinaldehyde form of vitamin A, and it has a peptide in it, and anytime you're using A in the form of retinol or retinaldehyde, your skin is able to receive it. Basically, your skin will convert from retinol to retinaldehyde into retinoic acid. And retinoic acid is what our body recognizes and our skin can receive and use. And so this retinaldehyde form, as we apply it to the skin, you can apply more doses of this by applying another layer, and it's just going to give you more benefits. Your skin can really receive that in. We do this sometimes even with our vitamin A peptide peel, where you can do a second layer of that and work that in, and you're getting more A onto that skin or into that skin, which is really working at our dermal layer to increase fibroblast activity and help to build more collagen and elastin into the skin. What that will do in turn on your skin is help your cells to turn over a little bit quicker or speed that cellular turnover up. And that's what we want to do when we're using A's. So this is adding that element, and this is a product, the Chronopeptide A, that is in your -10 collection. And so it's going to be one of the serums that they'll go home with. This is something they can use nightly and will really help to start to build and thicken that dermal layer in the skin. And that is really what's going to help to start to slow down the way their skin ages. You want to get them on this nightly because A is not stored in our skin or in our body. So we want to have them on the Chronopeptide, being able to use it every night so that your skin can begin to receive it every day as needed and really build up that layer. Okay, so as we're working this in and the omega, your client could feel it slightly, but that omega will really drive this in a little bit more. So you just want to ask them how they're feeling, but in general, it should feel like a very relaxing kind of state at this place. And then you're going to lay, once you've kind of worked that into the skin, the 4x4 gauze over the face, and we're going to do just a heated towel just to drive this in a little bit further. Remember, vitamin A, the deeper into the layers it gets, the better it's going to work, because it's really about getting down and being able to be used more at our dermal layer and not really sitting on the epidermis. So we want to kind of drive that in a little bit further. Our omega-6 can do that too. Omega-6 is a good penetrator. It's also something that creates a barrier on the skin and is very hydrating and healing. So it's got a lot of good properties to it using that omega-6. So we apply this towel. We just leave it on for 30 seconds to a minute, and then we remove the towel. So once we remove the towel and we lift the gauze off of her skin, we're going to go ahead and stipple in some eye and lip renew around her eyes. And you could pat and draw a little bit of this out of the skin if you wanted to, just to kind of lift a little more of that omega, so your next step can penetrate a little bit further if you wanted to. The omega is going to just kind of block it just a little bit, which is nice too, because this is a facial. So when we go to apply this apple wine step, it's not going to be quite as aggressive on the skin. So we put that eye and lip renew. This is another product that is in your -10 collection. This is one a product that is in our top 10 sellers. It's our #1 eye product that really brings rejuvenation around the eye tissue. It has the liquid crystals, which helps to hold and retain moisture and add hydration to the skin cells. It really melts into the skin. It's very nice in the treatment room. So as we lay that cucumber spritz in the eye pads, they feel very cooling to your client and feel really nice and relaxing. And it helps that eye and lip renew serum just to kind of melt into the eye tissue and really give some good rejuvenation. At home, they want to use this nightly. It is a product that you want to explain to your clients how to use it. You want to take it out and even show them kind of the occlusiveness of it, the thickness of it. You just stipple it into the eye tissue area. You don't try to remove it or, kind of massage it in and let it dissipate. You want your eye tissue, it's more thin, more delicate, to be more occluded at night, and that will help wrinkles not to form as you're sleeping, and then it will begin the rejuvenation. Then what we want to do as we've got the eye pads on is we want to apply the apple wine. The apple wine is a red wine vinegar. It has malic and tartaric acids, and it also has some vitamin C, L-ascorbic acid. The apple wine is a wonderful peel that we use. We have it in a facial or two. We don't use it a lot in facials because you do have to be careful that it doesn't cause the skin to peel. This is a very firming and tightening type of a peel, a very refining. What I mean by that is it's going to bring even help with enlarged pores and kind of just really tighten that skin. It's great. In fact, when we first brought the apple wine out, the first peel was called the firming and toning peel because of the way that it did that on the skin. It's a natural form of a peel, and some people can feel the red wine vinegar in here. there, and it can be a little bit active to them or feel some heat. In this stage where we're applying it over the chronopeptide and the omega, she may or may not feel it as far as too much sensation. But you do want to talk to them about it and kind of find out how they're feeling. If they did happen to need a fan, you could give them that. If they were at that stage where they were feeling really uncomfortable, you may want to kind of change a little bit, or go ahead and you could even remove it. You could just leave it on for 2 to 3 minutes and it'll still do the job you need it to. Remove it and then go into your mask step. So you could decide that based on what your client's feeling at this time and what you're seeing on the skin. Really be watching the skin for erythema, any hot spots and things like that. And then if everything's okay and everything's good, you've let that absorb into the skin, which usually is about a minute or so. You want to then apply the milk mask and the grapeseed parfait mask. These are really, it's really a staple within the Rhonda Allison line, this combination, and one of my favorites because of what it's doing for the skin. You can do equal parts if you felt like you wanted more milk mask because you needed more nutrients for the skin, or you felt like you wanted more grapeseed parfait mask because you wanted more antioxidants and hydration. You could vary that mixing if you wanted to add more of one than the other. In general here, what we're doing is an equal mix of both, and we're going to apply that to the skin. The milk mask is one of our most nutrient. It's a very pure milk mask or milk protein, and you do want to be careful and cautious if someone was lactose intolerant or had any kind of a milk allergy. This, because of the purity of this, they could end up having a reaction, and so you'd want to move clear. So you could just do the grapeseed on its own in that case. Okay, the grapeseed parfait mask is very high in antioxidants, and it also is a very hydrating mask. It's one of our most hydrating. The skin kind of feels like butter afterwards. The combination of the two work really nicely. You have a good aroma with those. They feel very soothing. And then we lay the 2x2s again, the cool 2x2s over the skin, and we're going to roll our ice globes. You can use the ice globes, or you can use the new ice rollers that we have. We also have the ice globes that are good to go over the eyes, and you could use those as well. So typically we'd want to put those on for just a couple minutes, roll those over the eyes, and then go back with your ice globes and do the whole face, whether you use the rollers or the globes. So they both work very well. Okay, this cooling effect feels very nice to the client, and I'm sure if you've been watching and using our facials, you've seen us use these globes in most everything that we do when it comes to a facial. It's a step that once you do it, you won't want to eliminate, or at least your clients won't want to let you eliminate, because of the fact that it feels so good. If you haven't had it done and you don't understand, you need to experience it, because really it becomes one of those favorite steps in a facial setting. You can do several different techniques with this. I'm rolling on both sides, all sides of the face, rolling up and around, just doing different movements, kind of like you would a facial massage, and just working that around for several minutes. And then you would do a hot towel compress. The hot towel compress feels amazing at this point because they're all snuggled up in their warm bed, and then you've done the ice globes with the cool mask, and then you put this hot steam towel on it, and it feels really nicely doing that hot and that cold. We let this stay on the face until it cools. That's going to vary depending on your towel, your heat, things like that. What you can do at this time is you can take our omega-6 and do a neck and shoulder massage. When you do that, you want to just be watching the towel. Sometimes with your forearm, you can really feel that outer part of the towel. When that starts to cool, you have another minute or so on the inside of the towel. You just want to make sure that your client's not laying there while you're doing this nice relaxing neck and shoulder massage, and they've got a wet, cold towel on them now. So you want to really work at kind of keeping in mind, if you're still doing their massage, you can just lift that towel right off, and you can lift the gauze off, and then just don't remove the mask yet. Just continue on to your massage, and then go back and remove the mask when you're done with that. So just being aware of that is important. Once you lift all of that off, then you go back with more of your 4x4 gauze, and you are going to remove this completely. And so after we remove it, we are going to pat the skin dry and then go into our finishing applications. The skin should look really nice, very stimulated, and you might even see the firming right before your eyes. As we have done this and worked on different skins, we start to see that firming with each step and each stage, and they can feel it a lot of times, your client will. And so you can be communicating with them and they can tell you, you know, they feel that kind of more firmness to their skin and tautness. And that's what you'll really get from this combination. And then certainly that nice luminescent healthy glow, and then we're working a lot on collagen stimulation and really overall anti-aging. And as we bring in this finishing with the glycation and those other aspects as well. So once you've finished this and you've dried the skin, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Ageless serum. The Ageless is in your -10 collection as well. The Ageless is our anti-glycation serum. This is a really wonderful blend of so many very kind of high-end, well-researched types of ingredients, very cutting edge on the whole ingredient deck here, focusing more on the glycation in the skin, the effects of what glycation in the body has on the skin. What we'll see a lot of times when you see glycation is sometimes the skin maybe even yellowing, looking more yellow to it. You can see not that healthy glow to the skin. Sometimes you'll even see where it's a little more elasticity, or that sagging has started to happen in the skin. And certainly fine lines and wrinkles are an indication too. Glycation is something that happens in our body. It's a cross-linking of proteins and sugars, and what happens when we have that going on in our system, it starts a degradation process within our organs and in our bodies. Glycation is actually associated with many diseases now. They're finding that link around the age of 50 or more, where they're seeing that it's because of glycation happening in the body, and then certain diseases are getting diagnosed. It is something we are going to be teaching in more detail over the year of 2015, just understanding more about it and then how that can affect the skin. But using it, it's kind of that missing piece in a lot of skincare regimens. We talk about A and peptides, all of these different things, sometimes your alpha hydroxy acids, but we don't always talk about glycation. Glycation can be something that can really take that skin kind of to that next level or be that missing piece. It really does give that luminescent glow to the skin, and that's from the black tea ferment in there. And there's so many other amazing ingredients in this particular product. We would recommend using that AM with your -10 collection, as it does have some antioxidants and some good UVA and UVB protection with the ingredients, as it increases that. Then we are applying the Peptide 38. The Peptide 38 is in your -10 collection as well. This peptide has been around for a while within the Rhonda Allison line. The Peptide 38 is different chains of amino acids that really target all aspects of peptides on the skin. It will help to not only relax existing wrinkles, it will also help with the formation of wrinkles, to reduce those, and help to firm and tighten, especially on areas like the forehead. We talk about it as a Botox option, where it will really kind of firm and tighten that, or extend the life of Botox for those that are getting that done. Or if you're not getting that done, it would be something that we would say to use in place of it if you weren't doing that for whatever reason. The Peptide 38 is a great, wonderful formula that we would typically say in this particular -10 collection to use it along with the chronopeptide, and then maybe section it during the day. So you would use it in the PM, and then during the day you can use it in the AM in certain areas. You just want to be careful to not get overstimulated. That peptides can sometimes do that. They're really signaling something to happen in the skin. So in a sense of those things that I told you that they do, they're either signaling maybe collagen stimulation, so some fibroblast activity to start to happen, or they could be signaling more of an effective, let's build some collagen, kind of get that going and wake that up, or then they can kind of bring a freezing and tightening aspect to the skin. So you've got all of that going on with the Peptide 38 in there, and then we are applying the drop of essence over top. The drop of essence is very hydrating. It's omega-6 essential fatty acids. It has the vitamin E, it's the D-alpha tocopherol, and it has geranium and lavender acids, or essential oils, I'm sorry. It has geranium and lavender essential oils. The drop of essence is very hydrating and very healing, and it is in your -10 collection too. It has been around the Rhonda Allison line really since the very beginning, and it is something that will help to penetrate everything that you put on the skin at night. And you could use a drop or so during the day if you wanted to, but will really keep you nice and hydrated and keep that skin really through the night, create that barrier and really give you that good hydration, and then help with penetration. So we're applying that to the skin, and then we're going to finish with the sheer tint finisher. If you are doing this in the evening, you could choose to omit this step because it is your SPF option, or you can choose to do it and have them wash their skin at night. So depending on where you are time of day. I like to tell you, really, time of day is going to really determine your finisher in a lot of ways. The sheer tint is in the -10 collection as well. This is a new product with us. It's an SPF of 18. We'll be releasing it individually. Right now it's sold in the -10 kits. Sometime at the beginning of next year, I think maybe sometime first quarter. It is going to be an FDA approved sunscreen and has a lot of great ingredients in it that have antioxidant support, anti-inflammatory support, and help to hydrate. The primary sunscreen is zinc oxide, and then, like I said, it's an SPF 18. Now, it does give the skin a little bit of color, which is nice. It's just a nice little healthy glow, and you could put this on, and then you could put your powder minerals over top, and be a great option. So this sheer tinted cream was really created with a lot of high-end cutting-edge ingredients to be a anti-aging SPF with other supporting ingredients in there as well. So part of the -10 collection, and then how we are finishing this particular facial. In your -10 collection, so you've done this facial and you get beautiful results, that firming, tightening, healthy glow, and your client's ready to go. They can then carry this on with the -10 Youthful Collection box, which has all of the 6 products that we've highlighted throughout this facial. And you also get a free 4-ounce cleanser to choose the appropriate cleanser for their skin. So it's a great option for them to take home. You can do this treatment again depending on the skin. It is really meant for your mature, anti-aging client to really see such a difference in a lifting and fine lines and wrinkles, firming and tightening, and just be a great series that you can do, especially at the beginning of the year as everyone's getting their skin ready, starting those new commitments to the gym and health and wellness and all of those things. It'll be a great opportunity to promote this -10 and have the home care to go along with it, and then be able to do this fabulous facial. You could do a series of 3 of these to really get some major firming and tightening and just that luminescent healthy glow. It's going to determine on that range depending on that skin, and the thickness to that skin, sensitivities to that skin, all of those things will make a difference in how often you want to do this. I hope you enjoy this facial. It will be a conversation piece for all of 2015 as we are really going to highlight more this -10 idea and the home care products, the facial, and also being able to incorporate some of the peels to go right along with the thought process here.